Hello and welcome to the Impress with the slideshow of your live stream to celebrate the launch of FotoMagico 6. And with me in the studio, Peter. Peter is the hi, it's good to have you here. Peter is the lead engineer, principal engineer, everything engineer for FotoMagico. FotoMagico is his brainchild, and he is the one who knows everything about FotoMagico. So I'm happy to have you here today to show us the newest version. We also have Achim and Steffen in the control room, and if you want to switch to that and say hello to our streaming viewers. They will monitor, Achim will run the stream and Steffen will monitor the comments. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments section of either Facebook or YouTube, which are the two platforms we are streaming to. And we will get to answer your questions in the second half of this live stream. First of all, we want to show you, there's the camera. First, we want to show you what's new in FotoMagico, and before we get to that, we will also take a look, for those of you who haven't seen FotoMagico yet, we will take a quick look at what's FotoMagico all about. FotoMagico 6 is available today. You can go to our download site or website, fotomagico.com, and download it from our platform, or you can go to the Mac App Store, download it from the Mac App Store, and the iPad version, of course, you get from the iPad App Store. FotoMagico 6 is going to be a subscription, $7.99 per month, and it includes a lot of things, both the Mac and iPad app, and a lot of content. All the all the snippets we used to sell separately are now included, and we have a ton of tutorials for you to learn and demo slideshows. All right, let's get into FotoMagico. Peter, FotoMagico is the most advanced slideshow app on the Mac. I'm sure we can say that. It won 2 Apple Design Awards. So let's see what it's all about. What can we do? Can we make a slideshow?
All right. So let's just start simple. Let's create a new slideshow document, and let's just add a couple of images to the storyboard.
So just I can take pictures from my photos library. I can take pictures from my desktop. I can just put them
from different folders, from Lightroom.
Yeah, from Lightroom, okay.
From various sources, and you can combine them in your timeline, in your storyboard. This area down at the bottom of the window is called the storyboard, and this is where you design your slideshow.
Okay.
So when you add images, you can rearrange the slides here to tell the exact story that you want to tell.
Okay. What kind of images can I use? I can use JPEGs.
Anything that macOS can open, but JPEGs, TIFFs.
RAW files?
RAW files are possible, but JPEGs or TIFFs are better because they're more quickly loaded while you're playing back the slideshow. Because an important concept about FotoMagico is that everything is rendered live. So it should be snappy. Okay. So now we have the images in the storyboard. So what can we do with them? Like I mentioned before, in the storyboard, you rearrange your images to tell the story. Above the storyboard, this area here is up here. This is the stage, and this is where you position the images for each individual slide. And by using a different zoom and position for on the left and the right side, you can define an animation which can be useful direct the attention of the audience to a particular part of an image.
And we also have a new feature already, which we can give people a sneak preview of with that as well, right?
Yeah, so let's add another picture. Like, for example, let's just reverse the direction and zoom in a little bit. Here we have a picture of a group of people. And let's say you want to direct the attention of the audience to a particular person. So the way you do that, you try to zoom toward that person. And it used to be a trial and error approach until you got it exactly right. But now we have a new little feature that makes it so much simpler to achieve the perfect zoom effect right away. And we call this the focus, the fixed point indicator. This little white circle here. This little white circle, you just drag it to the person that you want to zoom towards. In this example, the boy with the green shirt. If we play now, it zooms directly towards him.
Okay.
So if we move this little circle to the little girl behind the street performer, now we're
yeah. So the focal point can be moved very easily.
And
right.
So it's a lot easier than it was before.
Okay, cool. What about audio?
Yeah. So you just go to the audio browser, pick a song, and drag it down to the storyboard, and now you've got some audio with your slideshow.
But we also have additional tracks, right, for narration and effects.
There are 3 different audio tracks: one for music, one for sound effects, and one for narration.
Can we do movies as well?
Of course, yeah. You can add movies. You just go to the video browser, and let's just add a video track.
So basically, FotoMagico is already a very cool tool for making like animations out of your photos and videos for use in social media.
You can combine them in different slides, or even within a single slide. You can have several layers. Like you can combine images and video on the same slide.
Okay, cool. So now we've set up like the order of the slides. What if I want to adjust the timing?
Yeah, so in that case, once you're happy with the sequence, with the story that you're telling, you can switch to the timeline view. Let's just zoom out a little bit so that we can see more at once. And the timeline view is perfect for fine-tuning the timing of the slideshow. And here you can visually adjust things like change the duration of slides. You can change the duration of transitions. And so this is a second way of viewing your slideshow. And you can always switch back and forth between storyboard and timeline view to do whatever you need to do at the moment.
Okay, so now we've made a slideshow from scratch with adding our pictures, and we had to find our own story. Is there a quick way to make a slideshow? Let's say if I travel somewhere and I just want to have a quick slideshow.
Yeah, so a different approach, instead of creating your slideshow from scratch, would be to use pre-designed components. We call them snippets. And let me show you how that looks. So going to the snippets browser, let's go first to the intros folder and drag in the mountain intro, and then we'll go to the stories folder, use the exposition snippet, and from the credits we'll use the rolling credits. Now that's obviously just a very short slideshow, but
yeah, we get the idea, right? Yeah. We have more of those snippets. We have, for example, wedding snippets. We have story snippets for different kinds of travel and so on.
And there are also snippets like split screen snippets and title snippets. So in different categories, things that take a lot of time if you create them manually, you just drag in the pre-built components.
Cool. Very cool.
In this case, let's take a look at the snippet. So it starts with this intro with a mountain already.
Yeah, we can take that.
Yeah, tells my name. Then there's a map showing the destination of this trip, and then a couple of placeholder images that you're supposed to replace with your own photographs. And that's what we'll do now. Let's go back to the images folder, and now we will replace the placeholders with our own images. As you can see, I just need to drag them onto the gray placeholders.
And just like that, we made a nice slideshow with just replacing. Oh, cool.
Yeah, and but bear in mind that these pre-built components may not fit your needs perfectly, so these are just a starting point.
So I can just change all the stuff, all the timing and things
you
like
can,
that. Yeah.
You can rearrange them, or you can delete parts that you don't need. You can insert other things. This is just a starting point.
Yeah,
some snippets come with music, and if you don't like the song, just replace it.
Okay, cool.
So.
All right. So now we made a slideshow. What can we do with it?
So once you're finished, obviously you want to show it to somebody.
Obviously.
So if you want to present it in front of in front of an audience, the best way to do that is to attach a projector to your MacBook, and then go to the play menu and select play full screen, and you can present it live.
And that's where, this is where Peter has put all his heart into, because I think that's the origin story for FotoMagico. You wanted a slideshow app to use for exactly that purpose.
Well, that's the most important use case, especially for those people who want to present on stage. And
but we also can share it with people in various ways.
So if you want to share the slideshow with the rest of the world, you can go to the share menu and render it out as a video file, for example, and then upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, or any other, Instagram, Facebook, any service that you can share videos with. Okay, cool. So I think that's a pretty good overview over the general functionality of FotoMagico. Let's go into what's new, because that's the exciting part, right? So we have a new version out, and what is the coolest thing of it?
Well, in my opinion, definitely the new maps feature with the animated travel routes.
Yeah, you need that if you do travel slideshows. Then you want to show people where you have been, and also in education if you want to talk about any historical event. Maps are very helpful. So let's do some maps.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just create a new slideshow, and some of you who know FotoMagico 5 might have noticed this new tool here, Insert Map. I will click on that, and we get the Maps Assistant. Map Assistant. So let me just enter a region here, for example, Europe. And this blue frame here indicates which part of the map is going to be rendered. So let's adjust that a little bit. Okay, maybe like that. And just click on OK.
So let's say I had a trip. I traveled from London to Paris to Munich to Rome. So I can go in and
let's go back into the assistant.
Okay.
And now we switch to route, and and I will click on London, Paris, Munich, Rome. So now with 4 clicks, I defined a travel route.
Okay.
And I will click on
Very
apply
easy.
again.
Very easy, very cool.
And let's play and see what that looks like. Okay, maybe we should change the duration of the slide. Make it a little bit shorter. Let's take a look.
Yeah, nice. So now this is like a very high level thing. So if I hiked the mountains and took a much more complex path, can I use GPS data to make something like that?
Let's create another map, and this time we will change the style to a satellite view, and let's import a GPS track that I recorded on my outdoor watch on a recent hike.
Let's just show it again to this. So that's the actual watch. That's the actual watch they used to create this data.
So let's import, and that was this hike. Select. Okay, and so now we've got the track.
That looks much more complex than the simple.
Yeah, just the 4 clicks that we did before. Let's reverse the direction, and
it would take you like days to track this by hand, right?
Yeah, well, if you click it on the map manually. So let's just click on OK and see what this looks like. So this is a fairly complicated round-trip route, as you can see.
Nice. So can we make it look, can I change the look of this?
Yeah, so let's first change the look of the travel route itself. So first let's change the line color, and then we change the line style, make the line width a little bit smaller, and to add some nice touches, let's go back into the assistant, into the route tab again, and we will mark the start of the route as a waypoint.
Can I add more than one waypoint?
Sure, yeah, and we'll do the same thing for the summit. Let's click on apply again. So now you can see the start and the summit are marked with larger dots, and you can change the size of the waypoints again, and let's preview again. Okay, maybe that was a little bit large, but you get the idea.
I like it. I like it. Very.
And now going back.
Very easy to find.
Back down to the car on a different.
Yeah, that's a part where my feet hurt, and I'm happy to be at the end of the track usually.
So as you saw, that was just a couple of clicks to create a really complex route animation.
Okay, so can we make it look even more to our taste? I mean, like, can I make it?
This is just a standard satellite image, and after a while, all satellite images
look the same.
So why don't we spice it up a little bit by changing the look of this image?
And that is our segue into the next feature, which is
the effects.
Yeah.
So in this case, I will apply a sepia effect, and I will change it to, instead of a warm sepia effect, to a cool one. But it's pretty dark right now, so I will go to color correction, and I will just increase the gamma. So now it looks different.
Yeah, very nice. So you can match it. You can make it match the general color scheme of your photos, for example, or
or whatever
the season. Maybe
whatever look you want to achieve.
Very cool. Yeah. So we already looked at some of the effects. Effects are the second big new thing in FotoMagico 6, and we have simple effects, which we already saw a couple of.
Some of them you already know from previous versions, like color correction and mask. They're all now listed under the effects list.
Okay.
In image options, and but there are also a lot of new effects. Like we already showed you the sepia. Let me just quickly open a new document here. And so let's go to the image effects again. You just pick one of the effects, click the checkbox, and it's applied right away. This is live rendering, so the image files are not modified in any way.
Yeah, non-destructive.
Exactly. You can
and in real time, so we don't have to wait for it to
So you can experiment. And for example, another new one is blur. And if you click on the disclosure triangle next to the effect name, you get some additional parameters to customize. For example, here, the blur radius, and here you can see this is live rendering.
Very nice, very nice. So we have, but we also have some very complex effects, and I know that you spend a lot of time designing those and working with those because they have to be performant, they have to work on video, they have to be really, really, really good. And so, when you first showed me a prototype, there was one effect that I liked very much, and that you spend a lot of time working, and that's comic.
Okay, so with the comic effect, you can turn photographs into like comic book style drawings. And let's just take a look at this effect. So I will enable the comic effect, and depending on the image, you may have to fiddle a little bit with the parameters. Like in this case, let's just reduce the detail a little bit. We will increase the ink stroke a little bit of ink. No, not so much, just a little bit of ink fill, and reduce the color a little bit. And let's turn it off and on again so you can see the difference.
Very nice, very cool.
And if effects like that, like you can apply it to images or to videos.
Okay, so we have more effects, and
so
let's take a look at another one.
Another fun one is the film effect. So if we enable the film effect, let's just play it. And as you can see, there's some film grain. There's like scratches, blotches. It jitters
and
a little bit.
And it's animated. It's like it's not static.
It's not static.
Yeah. Is that also calculated in real time?
This is all real time. So you can apply it to video layers as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And it gets even more fun if you combine multiple effects. So in this case, let's add a black and white and a vignette effect to darken the edges a little bit. But in this case, to compensate, let's go to color correction, brighten it up a little bit in the middle. And let's play again.
Now it looks like an old movie, right?
Yeah, now it's a really old, like a historical.
Yeah, but that's not all. We can also change it over time.
Exactly. So let's go back into the film settings. Now we will adjust the strength. It starts with the full strength, and then it gradually goes down to 0%. And now we copy this curve from film to the other effects layers. Now let's take a look again. So we start with the old vintage look, and then now we're fading to a full color image, stable. So basically we're time traveling from the past to the present.
Oh, cool. So I think we should just give people. So this is very cool. I mean, I'm like, this is amazing. Think of all the possibilities you have to express yourself creatively. Let's show one thing with the video.
All right. So here we've got a video layer, and how about applying a blur effect? So with the blur effect, let's zoom in a little bit like this, so it's full screen. And once again, we will use strength. So we start with the video totally in focus, and then after a while, we just blur it. And let's take a look again. So now it starts to go out of focus.
So
but
cool.
it's still the,
rendering
live
in real
video.
time. Yes, and also very cool. And if you present it, you can do that in 4K and exactly. all that neat stuff. All right, good. I had another thing that I was thinking about. Let me see. The effects you can apply to each layer differently, right? So you can have a separate effect on each layer.
But there's another way to do it as well. If you have a slide with multiple layers, like for example, let's just put a title on top of those, on top of this video layer. You can also apply effects to a slide. The list is a little bit shorter here.
Okay, to the complete slide then.
The slide effects apply to all layers of a slide.
Wow. Okay, that's cool.
So that's another option.
That's mind-blowing. I mean, the number of options you have here, that's amazing. All right, so these are basically the features, the new features, but we've changed FotoMagico a little bit, the business model. If you purchase a subscription, you get access to the iPad app, to the Mac app, and to a lot of content. And let's see what content do we have, Peter.
So we've got the demo slideshows, which are available as a download now.
Okay, so you can use those to be inspired by things that...
the demo slideshows, you can look at them, take them apart to see how things can be achieved.
So you get the complete file with all the settings, and you can look at everything, how it's done.
You can inspect all the individual slides and the settings, how things are done. And but sometimes it's more interesting to get an explanation about how to achieve different things. So we're introducing tutorials now. So
also made already in FotoMagico, right? So
exactly. For like our signature new feature are the maps and travel routes. So let's just open the maps tutorial, and the maps tutorial here, it's a FotoMagico document. So it shows a couple of examples. Once again, you can inspect the different slides and inspect all the different options, the parameters, how everything is constructed, but it also
explains how
to do things.
Okay.
And those tutorials are available for download as well, and we will add some more in the future.
Yeah, sure. And we also have, I already mentioned that we have the snippets now included, everything. We had snippets for music, we had snippets for frames and things like that.
Yeah,
and
let's go to check for downloads and show the complete list. Now we already downloaded a lot of those snippet packs, but all the way down at the bottom here, there's one that we haven't installed yet. So let's just do that. So you just click on install or download, and then the snippet pack is downloaded, installed on your computer in the right locations, and you can use them right away.
Okay. All right, so we do have also a few smaller things that changed.
Yeah, so in previous versions of FotoMagico, we had a limit of 6 layers per slide, and that limit has been dropped now because.
So do we have an unlimited number of?
Theoretically unlimited.
You need screen space to work with them,
and the larger your graphics card, the more layers you can use. So
yeah. Also, if you want to do 8K slideshows, then
you need a really big graphics card. Yeah.
Well, that's coming. That's coming.
But, yeah, 8K is possible.
With M1, I just want to mention that we also support the latest Apple silicon chips with this new version. All right. Also, faster export.
Yeah, so exporting.
A lot of people wanted that.
Yeah, so exporting, depending on the size or the length of your slideshow, used to take a long time. So
we need to do some benchmarks. We need to compare with the M1 how fast it is.
About 3 times faster right now.
Okay, well, cool. Yeah, so and the last thing we want to show you is that we now can take slideshows from the Mac to the iPad and vice versa.
Yeah, so if you just copy your slideshow to your iCloud Drive, you can open it on the iPad.
So I have my iPad open here. I can just put my slideshows in my iCloud Drive, in the FotoMagico folder, for example. Then they will be copied back and forth, and I can create slideshows on my iPad and put them there and download them on my Mac, or the other way around. If I have the slideshow on my iPad, I can just open it like this, and you have basically the full editor for your slideshow. And if I just want to point out that if you don't buy a license, you can use the FotoMagico app on the Mac and the iPad for just playing slideshows. So you can send your slideshows to your friends and say, download FotoMagico, open the slideshow and play it in full quality. If you export something as a movie, it gets rendered and compressed. If you use this feature, the player feature, then you get the full quality, and
it's rendered live.
And it's rendered live. All right, good. So I think we are through with the new features for FotoMagico 6. I think it's amazing. It has been a long, hard journey and a lot of work, and so we're looking forward to going forward with this. We've built the whole application is built on latest modern technologies, so it's ready for the next decade forward.
And we already have a couple of exciting ideas.
Yes, and also lots of new features and snippets coming. All right, just to recap, today we're launching FotoMagico 6 for Mac and iPad, and it's $7.99 subscription, includes snippets, includes the apps on the Mac and the iPad. It includes tutorials, it includes demo content, and did I forget anything? No. If I did, we will have questions later on and see. People will just ask them. All right, so let's go to Q&A. I have a little setup here, and I can see if we already have some questions. I can just turn this on here. Rob is asking, I wonder if it's optimized for the M1 Mac. I think we already answered that question. Yes, it is optimized for the M1 Mac, and it performs amazingly fast and smooth.
Yeah, since we're using modern graphics technology.
Yeah, we're using all kinds of cool stuff optimized. Next question. What I create in FotoMagico 5 will work 100% in FotoMagico 6?
Yeah.
That's an easy answer. Just one syllable, yes. And Danny Gristle, thank you for your comment. Love the software. I will always upgrade. Thanks, Boinx, for sustained active development. Yeah, thank you very much for the kind words. I think seeing what you guys do with the software is motivation for us. Peter is also motivated by being able to make great slideshows himself with his photos. He's a great photographer and travels the world and loves to travel the world. So he is the best first user we can have for FotoMagico. Also, can we import GPS track points? Yes, I think we showed this already.
Well, the track points, we didn't show it, but yes, you can import waypoints. That's under the location tab. I can quickly show you. So if we create a new map, and here the location tab, you can import waypoints from a GPX file. I don't have one with me right now, but yes, it's possible.
Okay. Next question: are we able to change stage color midstream during a during a slideshow?
Well, that's a feature request, and we will.
Well, one way to do this is actually using a layer for making the background.
That's a workaround. Yeah, like a PNG file is really small, and would be an easy way to do it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this, the stage color itself is constant throughout the whole slideshow.
Yes. But the effect you want is that the stage color, if you just add another layer, basically, below. All right, Mary Ellen Wickstar. I have 3 MacBooks and 2 iPads. Will the subscription cover? Yes, of course. So you need 1 subscription, and you can use that on all your Macs and iPads. Next question. We have so many questions. This is amazing. It's amazing. Martin asked, can I send also via AirDrop and over the iCloud? I assume you mean if I can exchange slideshows between 2 Macs? Yes, of course. You can just
over AirDrop, yeah,
just copy them.
I haven't really tried it yet, but it should be possible.
Yeah, and also iCloud. iCloud Drive also works between. You can store your slideshow also on Dropbox and all the others. Microsoft OneDrive. Google Drive, there's basically no limit for that. And you can also access those on the iPad, so it's not just iCloud. All right, another. Can I export a portion of the slideshow?
We've had that feature request before, not yet. But we've noted the request.
Okay, so we have one more question. Leon Rafiakas. Sorry, I think I butchered your names. I'm very sorry about that. It's very difficult to be able to pronounce names in any language. Do I have to subscribe to continue using FotoMagico on my Macs? I think this is not easy to be answered, because if you have FotoMagico 5, you can continue to use it as it is. If you use FotoMagico 6, to use it, you need a current
if you want to create new slideshows, edit them, you need the subscription. But if you have an existing slideshow, you can use FotoMagico 6 as a free player if you just want to play the slideshow.
All right. Yeah, and also, so that's one way to use it. We have a document on our webpage explaining why pay-per-use subscriptions is the best model for the users. I think if I turn off this comment, Achim is able to show you the URL for the link to that. And there we explain, or I collected a number of arguments why you should be, why this model is the best actually for the users. All right, good. Have we more questions? Oh, yes. Anything new on syncing audio to video? I think we didn't mention that the audio snippets have something called audio markers.
So are you talking about syncing audio to slides or audio to video?
I think them.
Might be
Let's just assume that he means we want to sync audio to what's happening in the slideshow.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So in that case, if you want to, for example, to sync the transitions in your slideshow to the beat of the music, we have a feature called audio markers, and the audio music snippets that we ship already come with those markers, and the markers control when the slideshow advances from one slide to the next one.
Can we quickly show the part where there's the very fast?
In a demo slideshow, yeah. Let's just
to show people that if you really want to sync to the beat, you can do it actually, and it's
so the demo slideshow contains audio markers, so everything is synced to the beat of the music. Let's just play a part of it here. For example, let's start right here.
Now it's going to be very quickly, and you can see even that is possible.
And that is just a little detail. That's something that wasn't possible before, to do really fast cuts. And they're right in sync with the beat of the music. I hope that was visible over the live stream right now. And the way that works, like in timeline view, you can see there are these red lines in timeline view. Those are the audio markers, and they're put right on the right spots in the audio waveform where the beats are.
Oh, very cool.
And those markers control the how the slideshow advances. So I hope that answers the question. If
yes, it does. It does. For me, it does. Bruce, if it doesn't for you, just post the question again in the comments, and we will.
Or on the forum.
Okay, next question. Is it possible to fast forward or jump to a specific point in a video while editing the slideshow?
You can change. Let me see if I understand this question correctly. If we add a video track, for example, let's use that one here. And if we want to start, like, say, 5 seconds into the video, we can just change the in point like that. Is that? I don't know whether that.
Yeah, I think that's the question. I think it's you can set in and out points, and so you can actually use FotoMagico as a basic video editor as well, right? And we can have multiple layers and things like that. It's very amazing what you can do. And we get some amazing examples from some of our users. Another question here, I think, so you can't create a new slideshow in 5. I hope we didn't give you the impression. If you have FotoMagico 5, you can still use it as you've been able to use it all the years, and you will be able to continue to use it until maybe in the future sometime Apple brings out a new operating system and you upgrade to that, and maybe it is missing 1 or 2 essential functions that FotoMagico is needed. Yeah, you know. So if you keep your current computer, if you keep your current installation with FotoMagico 5, you can create new slideshows, no problem.
And one more detail to mention: if you create a slideshow on FotoMagico 6, you can even take it back to FotoMagico 5, provided that it doesn't use any of the new features like travel routes or effects.
If it does that, then they will just be
ignored. You can still open and play the slideshow, but things like the effects just won't show up in FotoMagico 5.
Yeah, that is true backwards compatibility. Yeah, cool. Is there a randomized animation tutorial?
Randomized animation.
That's a very good question. If you, Leon, if you let us know in the comments a little bit more about what you mean by randomized animation, and then we'll pick up this suggestion, and maybe if we can, we will make a tutorial for the future if it's interesting enough to do this. All right. Mary Ellen Wixter, do we pay for the subscription through the App Store? You can pay for this subscription through the App Store, or you can pay through FastSpring on our website. You can go both ways. You can choose whatever works for you best. If you pay through Apple, you need to go to the App Store management page for managing your subscription. If you buy from FastSpring through our website, you have to go to FastSpring to manage your subscription. But basically, in both cases, it's the same.
Well, it's all done from within FotoMagico. So
yes, yeah. You don't have to go through to the website. But if you want to go to the website, go to the website. So I think that was it. Was it? I'm asking Steffen to give me that was it. All right, good. Okay, so yeah, we are keeping within our time limit. We thought we would spend 45 minutes on this stream, and we've almost hit 45 minutes. We are a little late, but that's no problem because we are on the internet and we can do as much streaming as we want to with our amazing application MimoLive. Thank you, Achim and Steffen in the booth, the control room, for running the show and for answering all the questions. Thank you, Peter, for the amazing demos and also the amazing software. We're so excited to have it for you available now. And thank you, everyone in the stream, for watching and posting your questions. We will keep a recording of the stream online, I think. And if you've missed it, you can still watch it again. Yeah. So if you have more questions, just comment on these videos.
Or post in the forum.
Or post in the forum, which is the best way to interact with us. And if you have any technical issues, there's a tech support section in the app as well that gives you help if you need it. And yeah, so we're looking forward to hearing from you. Let us know how you like FotoMagico 6. Share your creations with us. We are always excited to see those. And again, thank you for joining us for the stream today. And I hope we see you around. Bye.